Konnichiwa minasan! I hope you're doing well despite these difficult times. I decided to use some of all that spare time that we currently have to make a Danish dream cake. The Danish dream cake is actually from back in the 1960s and was a cake only the rich people could afford. This was basically because the coconut was super expensive back then, but now it's become super cheap, in Denmark at least, and has become one of the most normal cakes to eat on birthdays. And just, whenever the family gets together and do some home baking. If you're one of the persons who read kanji, then you can probably already tell that the one I'm drawing is yume, and the reason for that is because it fits very well with the cake. For those who doesn't read kanji, then it means dream. But for now, then let's go shopping for the ingredients that we need for the cake. And it's beautiful outside in the spring period of time that we have the cherry blossoms blooming. So, when shopping for the ingredients, then you might have a difficult time finding shredded coconut if you live outside Denmark. At least in Japan it's super difficult to find. But I will give you an alternative later on in the video. But for now, all the other ingredients are pretty easy to find in your local supermarket, so it shouldn't be an issue regardless of where you live. So when cooking the batter of the dough itself, then I would advise to add 4 eggs into the sugar and then whisk it very much so you get a good texture, roughly like this. So you have this golden colored sugar basically. And then with the on the stove, then you can heat up some milk and add in some butter until the butter is melted on low heat, and the butter should have this slightly warm feeling for your little finger basically. And then mix in the baking powder and the flour through a sieve, and then gradually mix in the milk and the eggs into the flour until you get a smooth dough with no chunks. And lastly, add in the vanilla extract. But you have a lot of liquid, as you can see, so just keep going until it becomes a bit more not liquid. Something you can actually work with, that would be nice. Something like this. Yeah, that's very smooth. And lastly, the vanilla extract, as I mentioned. Just a little bit. You can overdo it if you want more, but just a little bit. And then add it into a metal tray with some baking paper, and once you've done that, then you throw this lovely piece of dough into the oven for 200 degrees for about 20 minutes. Yeah, our oven is not super big, but you have to make use of what you can, right? We will start making the toppings. So we have the coconut, which is shredded, and we have more butter, and then the brown sugar that we need to make in the pot here. So once the cake has been in the oven for 20 minutes, we'll take it out and put the toppings on it and put it back in for 5 or 6 more minutes, and then it should be done. But what I forgot to mention is that you also kind of need some milk if you want the right texture. I kind of forget that, but if you want the right texture, then please add a little bit of milk. It doesn't need to be a lot, just a little bit, you know. And then onto the cake and spread it like, yeah, as much as you can. It's a bit crumpy for us because there's no milk, but yeah, you know how it is. And then you throw it back in the oven for 225 degrees if you have an oven that is pretty good. But we don't, so ours is 210 degrees for 7 minutes instead of 5 minutes. And then once you are done with that, then the cake is done and you need to let it rest for about 1 hour. So once it's cooled down, you should have something looking like this. And that's a sexy piece of cake if you ask me. Hello again everyone, so we are back with our guest Toki, who is also the cameraman or the photographer of the show. So today we will be eating the dream cake with some tea. What kind of tea is it?
Black tea.
Black tea?
Yes,
Black
from somewhere, I don't know.
From somewhere, probably in Asia. Okay, so I'm a bit excited about your opinion as well because it's like a Danish piece of cake, so you probably haven't tried that before.
No.
So please dive into it. Dozo.
Itadakimasu.
Yeah. I think like the topping, I missed out on some milk in the ingredients, you know, in the mix because I was a bit stressed about being on camera for the first time and so on. But otherwise I think the flavor came out pretty well. The cake is very like bouncy, so when you push it a little bit you can see it bounces back. So it's a little bit like the, what do you call it, castella?
Yeah.
Castella?
Yeah,
Cake.
tastes like castella.
But how do you find it?
It's very fluffy.
Yeah.
And the topping is so crunch. So
crunchy, yeah.
like I feel like I'm in the dream because it's dream cake.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You can say that, I guess. Yeah?
Yeah, 美味しい。とっても美味しい。
That's good. So, yeah. So next time we will try the Japanese version on a. So instead of the coconut, we will try to add in some almond flakes, and then some sakura powder or sakura leaves into the batter itself.
Spring style.
Spring style, Japanese spring style, yes. Very nice. And yeah, so even if you don't live in Denmark or close to Denmark, then you can still like manage to get something close to it, I think. But we will see how successful we will be at the next one.
楽しみです。
はい。楽しんだ。
はい。美味しい。本当美味しい。
よかったね。But if you liked the video, then please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos, including the upcoming Sakura cake, where we will take it to the next level and actually include milk.
Move?
Yeah, I can move.